And can you wash them? Of course you can. Hi, and welcome to Crafting with Jana. I'm Jana, and I'm so happy you're here. I hope everybody's doing great. I love when y'all send me direct messages and ask me if I know how to do something. And this is for Laura, and she was asking how to apply foil to her clothing. So I'm going to put down the camera, but first I want y'all to know that you need deco foil. You need, if you want to write, this is deco foil, kind of like glue that you would just take it out of like a pencil. You need a stencil if you want stencils, and you need the spray. It's a very light adhesive to spray on your stencil so it really adheres well. You need parchment paper and an iron, with no water in it. Okay, so these foils are for clothes, and there are some foils for clothes and some foils, okay, and when you apply this to like wood, it's fantastic. It really looks like gold leaf, which is remarkable, but it's a different type of glue, and obviously if it's wood, we have to prep the wood. So I'll do that in another tutorial. We'll have lots of fun. You can put it on glass, you can put it on plastic. It's absolutely endless also, and you're gonna have a blast doing it. So let's get started. Okay, so let's have some fun. So here's my pixie glue, and it's a very lightweight adhesive, which I've already put on the back of my stencil, and you want to do that in a really well ventilated area. So I'm just going to adhere it to my blue jean, and you want to do this because when you're putting your deco foil adhesive on there, you really want that down very securely so it doesn't bleed into your jean. You want a very, very crisp spray. Then you're going to get some painter's tape, and you're going to go around your stencil. And the reason you're doing this, it's not just to make sure your stencil is secured, but also that no of your deco foil adhesive gets anywhere on any other part of your jean, because you really want to keep a nice crisp lines going. You don't want that anywhere you place that deco foil on those jeans, the adhesive spray, it's going to stick. So that's why it's really important to put the tape down. Now you can put tape like I'm doing. I might be putting too much on the top because I am going to be applying parchment paper, and I will be placing my stencil all the way up my jeans, just not in this tutorial. Basically what I wanted to do just to show you how it's done, and it's a lot of fun. It's easy, and you're really going to, you're going to enjoy doing it to all your things. Now, if you're going to be doing it on something, a stretchy fabric or a lycra, you're going to want to use a different type of foil. You want to use a stretchy foil. But now it's on my jeans, and I'm using foil for fabric. So here's my parchment paper, and basically what I'm doing is the other parts of the jean, the adhesive spray can get everywhere. I hate when these tapes that it's so difficult to open the roll. When you open your roll, you're going to want to put your parchment paper around your stencil so it doesn't get on your table, it doesn't get on the rest of your jeans. You just want to make sure it's all covered. It's almost like we're doing surgery, for God's sake. This is really important. And also, you want to protect your table. Why have to deal with going back and cleaning up the glue off your table? Okay, here we go. So you really, really want to shake that deco foil very well, because if not, you're going to get globs of glue, and it's really not a good thing at all. You'll be very frustrated. So I'm really shaking it vigorously and a lot. And what you want to do is you're going to want to spray that into your stencil. And you want to put a generous amount, but you don't want to do overkill. So as long as it doesn't fly away and break up. So I'm putting a generous amount, but I'm not doing overkill. Now you check your stencil and make sure that it's pretty covered. Now I'm going to remove the tape and the stencil. And because you put that adhesive on the back of the stencil, it really is going to have a very crisp finish. Look at that. Okay, so now it's white, and now you really need to let it dry. Don't put a heat gun, don't do anything, let it dry. They say 10 minutes, I go 45. Okay, so here we are at
45 minutes. I've already applied my deco foil, and you could have applied, the liquid form to make lettering or whatever you want. And I have let this dry seriously for 45 minutes. I know it says you don't have to wait that long, but I really do not like to take any chances because in the past I applied it to 10 minutes and it did not adhere the way I wanted to. So it depends if you're in a humid climate, dry climate, just, let it dry. It's super, super important. So I'm cutting into my foil, and maybe I'm cutting too much, but you want to cover the entire area. And you can always save foil that you're not using and use it a little later. So don't think that we're going to be throwing all this foil away. Now, you're going to want to use parchment paper. I always like to use parchment paper, even though they say that it's not necessary. Why take a chance of burning it? Maybe your iron is too hot or it's being finicky. Just protect your foil with parchment paper. Now, you don't want to do this on an ironing board. You really want to do it on a very hard surface, and you want to push down, and you really want to go back and forth and heat up that foil. This is now transferring. You want to always make sure that the shiny side is facing up. So as you can see, I'm like going over my adhesive, and my foil is now going to adhere to that glue. And I'm just going back and forth and just making sure that I'm going to get the best adhesion possible. Then once I've done this, you really want it to cool off to room temperature. Don't try to cool it off with, putting it in the refrigerator, or just let it be on its own. Trust me, it makes all the difference in the world. Just let it cool down, let it do its thing, and it's going to be beautiful. Now for the grand reveal. Okay, so if there's any space that you see that your foil is missing, just put that foil back down, get your parchment paper, and iron again. Again, let it cool off, and I promise you it's all going to look amazing. Can you iron these jeans? Can you wash them? Of course you can. Turn them inside out, cool water, but never put them in a dryer. Let them dry on their own. I really hope I've inspired you to do amazing things and have a lot of fun. Look how great these look. I can't wait till I do the entire leg, and I'll show you when I finish. See you soon.